All right, guys, Coach Chris here with my lovely co-host, Ness Meg.
Hi.
She's going to stretch with me today, so I'm super excited. I get a partner in my Kinstretch class. All right, so today our class is going to focus on hips and shoulders, and more to the point though, focusing on back pain specifically. Okay, and so this is kind of a back pain edition because I'm about to leave a back pain course, and so I've been playing around with some stuff that I want to show everybody. And typically one of the reasons why we get back pain is because our back is excessively arched or in a bad position as we stand. So we're going to work a lot on that today, and then just kind of like freeing up the things around our back that oftentimes kind of put the squeeze on our lower back in particular. So what we're going to need for this is just like a rolled up mat, ideally like a pillow or something like that if you have it. And that's basically it. So just follow along with me, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. So first thing that we're going to do, I'm just going to kind of turn this way a little bit so you can see it. I'm going to use a pillow to just put it behind my head here. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, first and foremost, press my back into the ground. And I'm thinking about just kind of tipping my hips slightly off the ground. All right, when I do that, hello, how are you? Maybe not, but what I'm doing is I'm just going to tip my hips slightly off the ground. All right, so I'm pulling my heels back towards my butt. Back is in the ground, hips tipping slightly off the ground. So I'm kind of like scooping my pelvis off the ground here. Okay, this is a pelvic tilt. All right, holding in this position. All right, what I want to do is just raise my arms straight up. Okay, so I'm thinking about reaching my arms towards the ceiling, getting my shoulder blades just a little bit off the ground, just a little bit. Okay, so in this position, we feel a lot of abs and hamstrings. Start to feel your back come down just a little bit. We're holding here. Getting this pelvic tilt. Steph, can you feel that stuff?
Yep, I got it.
Fabulous. In this position, we're just going to breathe for about a minute. So I want everybody to take just the deepest breath into your nose that you can. Now pause for a second, and I just want you to get a long exhale through your mouth. While maintaining these moments. Pause for a second. We're just going to do the same thing again. Deep breath in through your nose. Long exhale through your mouth. Pause for a second. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. As you exhale, think about not a forceful exhale, but as if you're blowing through fog. So more than just an out breath, a little bit more, but not a crazy exhale. One more time. Deep breath in through your nose. Out through the mouth. And surely the last one, deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. All right, so that's called 90-90 breathing. So that's going to be exercise one. And we're going to go back and forth between these two things a couple times. Now this next one, we're going to put our knees up on a pillow or just something that we can use as kind of like a bolster. All right, so this is called rock back breathing. Okay, with this one, all I'm going to do is reach my hands in front of me, kind of point my thumbs up to the ceiling, and rock my butt to my heel here. Okay, we're just looking slightly in front of us. Again, trying to elongate our arms as much as possible. And what I'm thinking about doing is just really rounding my back as much as possible. So we're closing the front, opening up the back, just trying to get air into there. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Pause for a second, long exhale through the mouth. Pause. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in through the nose. Long exhale. And with each exhale, I'm thinking about kind of sinking my butt towards my heels a little bit more and kind of stretching my arms out. So let's do another deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Keep breathing. We've got about 20 seconds. Big inhales, even bigger exhales. One more time, deep breath into the nose, big inhale. Even bigger exhale. All right, so we're going to go through that same sequence one more time. Okay, so we're going to come back on our back here. Again, we're just going to find our heels, right? So we're working on sort of getting our back in a better position from below and above the waist. So what I'm doing here is, again, just digging my heels back so I can feel the back of my legs here. Tipping my hips slightly off the ground, reaching the ceiling. I'm just breathing. Get my goal here to feel hamstring abs. You feel that stuff? I got it. And again, just continue to dig your heels back. Think about scooping your pelvis off the ground. And just breathing, just filling up all those areas with air. Almost there. Couple more breaths. Just one more time. One fun fact about Stephanie is that she's a professional opera singer. So her ability, the length of her breaths is freakish. It's like 30 seconds in, 30 seconds out. So she might have gotten out like 2 breaths there. All right, guys. So last one of our breathing sequence here. We're going to come back on our knees again. And I want you to see if you can get a little bit further this time. Okay, so we're going to rock back as far as we can. We're going to reach forward, and our goal is just to fill everything with air as much as we possibly can. So just long breaths in. It's about 3 breaths for you, Steph. Breathe in. Long exhales. Think about lengthening the arms, rocking the butt to the heel. Long inhales. Even longer exhales. Good, last one. Long exhale. All right, very good. And now that's just kind of putting our bodies in the right position to do any of this stretching stuff that we're about to go through. So that's always the first step, is to do our breathing drills, because getting our diaphragm to move and kind of stuff to move along puts our body, our spine, which oftentimes gets super extended, into a better position. So those are 2 drills that are really good to do in the morning to wake up, or to do after work when you come home. All right, so this next drill, we're going to come into sideline like this, and we're just going to do, I want you to think about curling up as if you're doing a crunch. And we're just laying sideline here. And what we're going to do is just, sure we're still connected. Okay, we're going to line our side like this. What I want you to do is, again, think about developing tension by pushing your bottom leg into the ground, again, crunching. And I can take my hand and push it into the ground as well. And I'm just developing probably about a 2 out of 5 in terms of tension. So I'm not squeezing super tight, just enough to make sure that I'm only going to move from this top leg. With this top leg, I'm going to bring my knee to my chest. I bring my leg to the outside. and I'm going to kick Stephanie here in the head. So she's going to move to this side. Sorry. I'm going to move to the side just a little bit. I just want you to make sure the camera can still see here. And we're just going to do a big circle back around. Stephanie now has a footprint on her head. I'm sorry about that, baby. We're just going to make big circles here. And again, what I want you to focus on is not making the biggest circle possible, but making the biggest circle possible that you can control. Okay, so as I'm going through this, I'm just working on, again, controlling my circle and noticing as well what I'm feeling in my hip. Okay, if you're doing this properly, which is a very subjective thing, you're going to feel kind of the side of your hip doing a lot of work here. Okay, if you do feel any pinching or things that seem to be kind of like awry, that might be what we call joint impingement, which is like two bones in your hip rubbing together. That's something to make note of. If you do feel that, I want you to make your circle smaller. Okay, so I'm thinking about drawing circles with my knee here. Okay, so and I can make a bigger circle, but with a longer excursion. But I can also make a smaller circle by drawing a much smaller excursion. So we're just going to do one more. And again, I kind of want you to find your circle. And this is kind of like our test, retest thing. All right, after we do some stuff to open your hip up, we're going to go back to this drill and we're going to see how this feels in comparison. Okay, so if you do feel pinching, let's switch sides here. If you do find that you feel pinching, then, you know, doing some stuff and then coming back to it is kind of a good way to see, you know, whether or not what we're doing is working. Okay, and one of the parts of Kinstretch that we want to focus on is kind of getting solutions and drills that you can take away to start to feel good, right? So that's one of our key concepts there. We always want to kind of test out our work. So we're opening our hip up here with the hope that we're going to get more motion, because more motion equals more ability to move in ways that we want and less pain signaling or kind of signals to our brain like stuff is stiff and tight. Steph and I have both been working all day, kind of sitting down and stuff. So our hips are kind of a good example of what would happen if you are, you know, as my granddad would say, all stoved up. So we're just going to do a couple more here again.
Sitting on a computer.
That's right. That's right. But again, this is about a 2 out of 5. So it's not a lot of tension. It's just enough to, again, feel your hip, you know, working as opposed to, you know, your back or any other area. Again, make note of that as well. If you feel back or any other thing, you know, you could just say, hey, Chris, it's my back, or you could comment in the chat as well. If we're live, if not, you can always, you know, make comments below. We post this in our Kinstretch section, so look for that. Okay, so we're gonna come into our first stretching position here. What I want you to do, I'm gonna lay sideways so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Stephanie's gonna lay behind me. Okay, so now, again, the main thing here is it's important that we keep our back in the ground. All right, and when I straighten one leg out, that's gonna challenge that a little bit. All right, so you're gonna need to engage your abs somewhat with this. Okay, and we're gonna do an exercise called a PAILS at rail stretch. So what I want to do is just bring my knee to my chest here, okay? And we're just going to come up to the point where I start to feel a bit of tension in the front of my hip, maybe a little bit of tension in the back of my hip, but you'll kind of do that natural stuff. I don't want you to force it at all. We're just going to hold here and we're going to breathe, okay? One of the key things, or the key, I would say, you know, factors in stretching is that we're not stretching to a point where it feels like our leg is about to explode, because the body's protective mechanisms are going to inhibit our ability to stretch and just kind of like jerk me back into the range of motion that we have. So holding in this position, all I want to do is breathe into it and relax. All right, so we're going to let us do this for about a minute. All right, we're just holding here, and I want you guys to just take deep breaths. And as we breathe, I want you to think about the idea that we're communicating with our hip, okay? All the tension that we built up in there for whatever reason, by being inactive or sitting or whatever, we're telling it to let go. And one thing that I noticed as I'm doing this is that as I breathe through this, just naturally, I'm getting more range of motion. Like my knee is slowly moving towards my chest, really without me doing anything else. Can you notice that as well, Steph?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. So by breathing into it, we're trying to coax some mobility out of our body. We're not trying to force it. right? And that's oftentimes what I see with stretching. We're just going to do a couple more breaths here. I just want you to relax into it. And then we'll do something really fun. That's ticklish, so. One more time. Deep breath in. And exhale. Okay, so now holding in this position, what we're going to do is we're going to do what is called a PAILS stretch. And PAILS is just a contraction away from the direction in which we're stretching. So it's like I'm trying to extend my leg out that way, but I'm resisting myself. Okay, I'm not letting me do that. So I'm taking my hand, I'm clamping tightly on my leg. Okay, and I'm going to try to start to push my foot or extend my foot towards the wall in front of me here. And just about 25% of my total effort. So just about where I can be safely at 25%. Okay, so nothing too crazy, but just, let's say, just working here. And just consider what that feels like. We're just going to hold. And now we're going to move to 50%. So again, 50% is going to be a little bit more effort. Not all your effort, but definitely more. And again, we're going to hold and feel what this feels like. And if you find that it's uncomfortable at any point, just kind of hold below the threshold of contraction that starts to feel good. All right, we're doing 75% of total effort here. And then we're going to end at 100% effort where I'm pushing hard towards the wall, just holding for 10 seconds. So I'm going to count this out. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to relax, breathe into it. And just try to pull myself a little bit higher. All right, you'll notice, like, miraculously, we got a lot more range of motion. Crazy. So this is, you can think of this as like being at the bottom of the squat as well. But the funny thing is, when we stand up, we're not going to be able to go near this far in this squat. We'll do something because we will squat in it. So we're just going to breathe. You should relax in this position. Kind of experience what it feels like. Let go of tension. How you feeling, Steph?
Okay.
You do. Next time.
Okay, you can see.
I believe I could fly. Watch everybody move the chat. All right, we're just going to switch sides here. Okay, and again, we're going to pull up in this direction. Yeah, and continue to stretch. So I actually will put on some music. I'll put on some Kinstretch stretching music here. I always wonder whether people can hear the music through these chats. Let's see. What do you think, Steph? Like some yoga music?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I would call it sneaky funky music. Yeah. Like yoga meditation. Then.
All right, here we go.
You sometimes find the fear of what could happen is making nothing happen in your life.
Oh, that's not yoga.
Yeah.
All right. Or you know our chest here. And we're just going to do a PAILS contraction. So I'm going to start to push down towards the wall, 25% effort. Here we go. Hold. A second. And we go 50% effort. Yeah. 35% effort.
You can see the part right here.
100%. Push as hard as you can for 10 seconds. So we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just pull your knee to your chest. Hold and breathe. Stuff's put me to shame over here, but that's what happens when you're a stiff dude with weights all the time. But if you're anything like me, that means that you need this more than ever. Just going to do a couple more breaths here. All right, very good. So now in the same position, I'm going to switch legs again. I'm going to take our leg like this. It's kind of I call it the cross leg stretch position, like cross your leg with a band stretch. In this position now, a couple things. If you want to make this harder, you can bring your knee to your chest, or you can put your foot up on the wall. Okay, that's I would definitely recommend using a wall, especially because just when you put off the ground like that, it's going to be a big challenge in the core. So if you're a little bit weaker, you're kind of new and stuff, definitely put your foot up on the wall. That's perfectly fine. That's going to do that. I'm going to break this out here because that's how I roll. But again, we're just going to do the same thing. So what I want you to do is we're going to take your foot here. I'm going to pull my foot towards my head, and I'm going to push my knee away. Okay. So what you'll feel is kind of like a stretch in this area. Feel that stuff?
Yeah.
She's so good to me. We're just holding here and breathing. And with each breath, think about this area quieting down. And even though it's not super stretchy, I still feel like it relaxes. That's another good example. Like, we don't need a lot of tension to get what we want from this. You just need enough to where we can feel something. Like they win like 3 or 4 out of 10. All right, so now in this position, with my PAILS contraction, I'm going to start to push this knee into my hands. All right, so we're going to start at 25% effort. We're going to build to 50% effort. We can build 75% effort. I think I'm going to say that. If you do that. We're going to push it 100% of what we can safely do right now for 10 seconds. So we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to relax and just kind of like push our knee further into the range of motion here. Just breathe. And all the tension release from my body. Listen to beautiful music and think about sunshine and think about like songbirds. Fried chicken. Fried chicken makes me happy. We're from the south, but we're on the beach. So. No comments, by the way, on my feet. They're working man's feet. They're very furry. I get my hands dirty too. All right. So we're gonna we're just gonna find that stretch. We can either start put on the ground, but elevated, whatever works for you. Again, just breathe into it. On this side, I feel like I have a little bit more range of motion. I'm not doing as much of a stretch. What we can do in that event is just kind of like move our legs side to side here. Kind of what we call bone stretches. Look for tension. Okay, and if I can't find it, I just want to continue to move around until I kind of feel the area that is, most tense. So I can kind of play around with the orientation of my foot, my leg. For me, it's going to probably be here, where I move my leg out the side a little bit more. I'm just going to breathe into it. Hold. Just breathe into stuff.
Ooh, way more upbeat.
Yeah, right. All right, that's unfortunately that's commercial. All right, so now we're gonna push our knee to our hand at 25% effort. We're gonna move to 50% effort. We're gonna get 75% effort. We're gonna move to 100% effort. So we've got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, One, I'm just going to push further in. Feel the hip. Breathe in. All right, so come out of that slowly. And what we're going to do now is Steph and I are going to come against this wall. This is one of my favorite drills. This is called a short seated, or also call it just a bear sit position. So we're going to kind of be slouched against the wall. In this position, feel like I'm going to age each other or something. In this position, yeah. And so this position, so we just opened up our neck a little bit. We worked on kind of stretching into position. And what I want you to realize is when we do this stuff, the body is letting go of tension. It's not necessarily like we're stretching a muscle. It's just we're telling our body to position. Now, what we actually want to do is fire the muscle in newly acquired range of motion, so it's actually familiar with what we just did. Okay, and so we're going to use this short seated and this bear sit position to do just that. All right, I'm going to space that thing, although I want to be close to step all the time. And we're going to start with our knees kind of at about 90 degrees here. We're going to just gradually work out. And so we're going to put our arms out like this. And what we're going to do is, form-wise, I'm thinking about kind of like doing a crunch. So my back is open and my front side is closed. Okay? In this position, I'm going to start just by pushing my knees out to my hands and just resisting as hard as I can. We're just going to take some deep breaths in. Continue to fire those muscles and breathe. I'm going to hold this for about 30 seconds. So you're doing this right. We're getting abs. We're also getting like our hips. Feeling that, coach? Okay. You're going to coach out here.
There we go.
We're breathing. We're going to exhale. So breathe. And we're going to exhale. Yeah, that's like a push. Shout out to Stephanie's Instagram, by the way. It's a great space.
One more
time, deep breath in.
We have suggestions of we can see the wall here. Need some color.
Yeah, again, we're just going to get our legs a little bit wider. And you can kind of put your hands on the outside a little bit more. We're about to do the same thing. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, like some racing stripes, or some like plain decals.
Please remember this is my house.
Well, my favorite, if you would like us to hang some dogs playing poker on the wall as well, I would gladly oblige, because that's what I've been angling for.
Or like a nice green.
Or fish. Or fish.
Same.
Or fish to talk.
And call me.
Dad's lake house in 1985. Anyway,
Nothing.
all right, so let's find our abs. Okay, same thing. Yeah, so do a crunch, kind of crunch forward a little bit so you find out that. Now what I want you to do is you start to push out into your hips. Push it into your hands and run crunch. Hold it. I don't know about you, but in this position, I'm feeling that much more. Get it, boy. Yeah, breathe.
If you have a pillow, it's like you need a meditation pillow right there.
The cushion in your couch is working great today. Yeah, just pushing out. It's about 15 seconds. Just dry it on your legs here. We get into it. Open up that posterior hip. One more time. Beautiful. Now we're just going to come really as far as we can, kind of into like this come through lotus position here. And we're just going to fire one more contraction. So again, in the same position, feet are together, knees are bent. On that crunch. We're going to press. You ready, Steph? Let's get it. Push. And breathe. Get about 30 seconds or 8 reps. I took my hands away. Me trying to drive my knees down towards the floor. Is that?
I keep going.
Yeah. Just one more time. All right, now in this short seated position, what we're going to do is just straighten one leg out. All right, so again, I'm keeping that kind of crouched situation where my abs are tight. This time I'm going to pull my knee to my chest. Okay, and I'm actually going to start out here. And all I want to do, I'm just going to start push my knee into my hand. I'm trying to pull my knee towards the wall in front of me and just push as hard as I can. All right, just drive and drive and drive it. Within months. Again, keeping our abs. And if you're doing this right, you'll feel the top of your hip like amazing. You feel that stuff? Can't hear you, sis. Did you feel that stuff?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, you show the cameras pick it up.
Yes, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach Chris.
Thank you, Coach Chris. It becomes weird when I have a call with me, Coach Chris. Social engagement. It happens with. So I'm always in the job. All right, so we're pull our knee a little bit more our chest. So it's like it's almost about to leave the ground, but not really. So just pull your knee up towards the ceiling here. Hands in your knee, actually. So like push your knee up in your hand. So that's if you're like trying to do that motion. And pull it. I figure if I can explain the step, explain it to you good people. All right? Keep pulling. Bring it in. What about 10 seconds? I'm tired. Wear her out. All right, now this next one, we're going to pull our knee to our chest. I'm going to start to drive my knee up towards the ceiling. And on 3, I'm just going to let my hands go. I'm going to pull my leg up towards my body as much as I can. So here we go. Start drive. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Oh, start really hurts. That's okay. Because we're what? We're holding. Drive and then towards the wall. What's that? Yeah. If you guys can make it through this, then I mean, you're enlightened. So let's put our hands on the other side here. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put our hands on our knee. We're going to start to drive our knee back towards the wall behind us. And we're just going to hold for about 30 seconds. When I say maximal contraction, I want you to do what you can. Okay, like for me, I push too hard and my hip starts to cramp up here. So I want to find the one that works for me that is actually possible without stuff just feeling like my hip's going to explode. All right, one of the goals for us is to be able to create more tension later, but we start at one place and we kind of, go to another place. That said, I want you to push as hard as you can. So I mean, if you can do it, it's really good. Very exciting. The world of hip flexion is what I'm very passionate about. You can choose to join me or at least feel better. Okay, so we're going to get our hands, we're going to bend our knees a little bit more. We're going to do the same thing. So again, I'm taking my hands, putting them on the top of my leg as if I'm trying to like pull my leg back behind me here. All right, so hands on my knee. And I want you to start to drive stuff. Your leg depended on it. Did your leg depend on it?
Yes, Coach.
Driving up. Holding. Squeezing. We're into testosterone. We're going to pull our knee towards the wall behind us. When I say let go, what do we do?
Like that?
Yeah.
We'll do like that.
All right, we're going to do that for 30 seconds. So there you go on 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hold the ride. Continue to breathe. Continue to touch. She's working. Making sure. Yeah, about 15 seconds. Drive up. What I noticed for me is I'm like gradually losing it. Just driving back. And we relax. Woo. All right, so now once you use this, coach, what we're going to do is we're going to take our mat and we're going to roll it up like this.
Can we roll my kid?
Yeah. No. You can put your heels up on this side here. All right, so for this drill, this is what we call a toe tuck squat. For the toe tuck squat, I'm just going to put my heels up on this bolster here. You get my hands around my ankles. I'm going to sit into a deep squat. Okay, and what I want you to do is think about using those same muscles that we just worked on. Pushing my knees out, point my knees towards the ceiling. I'm just going to breathe a couple times in this position. Trying to stay as tall as I can, crushing my arms. And you can kind of see it in me, my butt's continuing to sink down towards the ground. That's good. That's what we want. One more breath. And exhale. Now we're going to take our hands. We're going to come back up. Do the same thing a couple times. Back down. Pull the knee to the chest. Drive the knees out. Breathe. Just feel yourself sinking into the squat. One more breath. Got 2 more to go. Come back up. And then sink back down. Knees to your chest. Knees out. You want to challenge yourself, you can just extend your left arms out, hold yourself in this position. More. That's one. So bring yourself back up. And bring yourself back down. Woo. Coach Chris, feel it. All right. Knees out, knees to chest, out towards the wall. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Gradually, let's come back up. Right now, we're going to recess. So come back into our sideline hip thrust. Staying in the current position. Again, I'm just going to see how this feels now. Whether I have more freedom, whether I can make my circle bigger, whether I can avoid kicking Stephanie's head. Stephanie's getting a bird's eye view of my dirty feet. And she's loving it. Dad, you love that, right?
Okay, work.
Just slow, controlled circles. Just one more here. Nice, and let's just switch sides. Okay, I just kind of want you to pay attention to this. How does this work? Does it work well? Do you feel different stuff? Is stuff sore that wasn't sore before? Does your hip feel more generally open? For me, I'm still a little bit more restricted on my right side, my top side right now, going back. So in my mind, I know I need a little bit more hip extension in this side because as I go backwards, it's harder for me to extend. I can also feel it as I start to do a big circle back around. So that's something that I can kind of tackle next time in our class. Just do one more here. All right. Now we're just going to do a quick sequence for our shoulders here, okay? So this is going to be shoulder flexion sitties. So what we're going to need to do is grab your mat, or we're going to grab your pillow again, okay? Yeah. So we're going to put our knees on a pillow, all right? Very similar to the position that we did earlier. For me, I'm going to use my mat. I'm just going to rock back until I can feel just a stretch along my shoulders here. Yeah, can you put that same stretch there, please? We're just going to breathe in this position. It's actually what I want you to do is put this on top of your hands on that. So what I want you to think about doing here is we're going through this exercise. You're sinking between your hands. You're sinking between your elbows. With each breath, I'm sinking back further. And I'm kind of just feeling myself sink between my shoulders. Just relaxing into it. Letting all the tension leave my shoulders. Feeling kind of my arms sink overhead slowly. Picking up my music at about 10 seconds. Couple more breaths. Just one more. And in this position, I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to start to push down into the bowl pit. 25% up it. I'm going to move to 50% up it. We'll move to 75% up it. And we'll push down as hard as I can for 10 seconds. So I've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm relaxed. Just let myself sink down towards the ground and notice how much further down I get as I do this. I'm just breathing. Breathing into this motion. Relaxing. And my arms sink overhead. All right, so we're going to slowly come out of that. We're just going to do one move here to help to open some stuff up. And that move is going to be just a traditional downward dog. And I'm going to show you a couple different modifications of this. Now, if you actually have a downward dog, which most of us do, it's going to be that. If you don't, it's just going to be rocking back and pulling forward, because the main thing here is we're using our hands to create tension in our shoulders. So what I mean by that is I'm pushing myself back with my hands into shoulder flexion, and then I'm pulling forward, so I'm engaging muscles to pull myself into extension, right? So then in downward dog, I'm pushing back, feeling my arms go overhead, and then in, I don't even call it upward dog, but just, actually that was upward dog, more plank, just pulling myself forward. I'm going to go ahead and do this 10 times. I'm just going to push myself over and breathe in. I can pull myself down. And then exhale, keeping my core. Moving overhead. about 5 more. What's up, Sean? Back. Push forward. See 2 more here. And last one. Very good. All right. So in this position, what we're going to do is what is called a shoulder card, kind of round things out in our shoulders. So I'm going to kind of either come into a tall kneeling position in which I'm extending my hip, or if I have it, I'm going to get a collapsed kneeling position. Kind of help to open things up. Miss you too, brother. I don't know if you can hear me, but we'll be back soon. All right. So now, yeah, push up. Absolutely up. Position. Yeah, man, it'll get better. We're coming back. Trust me, I missed it. I'm going to open our hand up like this. We're going to do a big circle around. So I put my arm up overhead. I'm just going to do a big circle around. And notice that as I do this, as I come behind my body, my arm rotates, and I start to rotate back around the opposite direction here. So palm starts by facing the ceiling, and then we just go overhead like this, and then the rotation. Just going to do a couple more. One more here to the push side. Let's switch sides here.
Hey.
Hey, man. I can definitely hear stuff, Sean. Not your voice, but other things. Yeah, you're kidding.
My bad, man. I got kids over here.
All right, man. We do not, but one more and last one. All right, so we're just going to finish with downward dog here. All right, so downward dog. I'm sorry, cat camel. With cat camel, all we're going to do is just round our back out. And so for this drill, what I want you to think about doing is we're just going to try to collapse each portion of our back, right? Starting with my lower back, what we call my sacrum. I'm just going to start to collapse down. And I'm slowly just going to draw a line up my back. Moving to the middle back, the upper back, and looking forward. Then we're going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to look down. Just start to bring this stuff back up. All right? Just going to do about a minute of this stuff here. Finish with everything feeling amazing. Just working to control your body. But again, if back pain is your issue, bringing up the stuff around your back and making sure that you can fill your back with air is a massive, massive thing that we will be covering. And let me back in first. So everybody tune in. Just follow along with me. What I can think about doing in terms of breathing is breathing in as I go up, rounding my back, exhaling as my back arches. Breathing in as I go up. Exhaling as my back arches. Last one, breathing in as I go up. And we're all done. So hopefully you guys got some good stuff out of the day. You're able to take some things away that can help, but more importantly, think about these things as sequences, all right? We went through a hip sequence, we went through an upper body sequence, and then we finished with kind of a spine, a little bit of spine work, all right? Do the thing that helps you feel better, okay? Do the thing that's relevant for you. Do the thing that I tell you to do, but also do the thing that makes you feel good. It starts to take some of these things away. So again, that's the usefulness of Kinstretch. Not to do all of this stuff all the time, but take the sequences that work for you, okay? So if you guys have any questions, feel free to, post them. I'm going to save and post this. And until next time, Chris and Seth.